G'day everyone and welcome to Inside Rugby with Mark. In this episode, I'm going to do the preview show for the game between France and Argentina that kicks off this weekend's round of Autumn International Series games from the Stade de France in Paris. Let's get right into it. G'day everyone and welcome back to the show. Great to have you. If you're a first timer on the show, my name is Mark. I'm a retired Kiwi bloke. I'm a huge rugby fan and I'm living here in beautiful Cancun in Mexico. Now getting on with the show today, we're going to be talking about France v Argentina. Now both of these teams had very close games last time out. Of course, France beating the All Blacks by 1 point. Argentina having a very narrow loss to Ireland and were very unlucky in that game, as many of us will admit. And I think they come into this game against France with a point to prove. And don't forget, last time out, Argentina beat France, even though it was their B team on tour in Argentina. But Argentina have had some good success against France, and they'll be wanting to carry it on this particular Friday night at the Stade de France. Now let's have a look at the two teams that are going to be rolled out. And first of all, we'll start off with the home team, France, and look at who they've got in. And there's been a few changes which are quite exciting. In the front row, we've got Gru, Malvaca, and Antonio is back. And I love the guy. He's a big beast, of course, and he's going to be giving it all for his team on Friday night. And then the locks for France are going to be Flamand and Miafu. And boy, what a game they played against the All Blacks. Miafu in particular, and in addition to his set pieces, he was fantastic in open play. And you'll probably all remember that one bursting run he did early in the second half that gave France a lot of momentum at that particular point in the game. So watch out for those guys, absolutely huge. And then in the back three of the forwards for France, we're going to see Gros, Bourdin and Olivon. And Olivon, of course, came on in the second half against the All Blacks. So a very good French pack. I like the fact that Antonio is back in the front row. This is going to be a big change up against Argentina, and they're going to have to battle with that one. In the back line, not many changes at all. In fact, only one here for France. Starting off at 9, we've got Anton Dupont, of course. Thomas Ramos will be number 10. Then we've got Mofana and Ficou in the centres. And then moving out to the wings for France, we've got Biel Biarri, who played fantastically against the All Blacks. Scored that perhaps match-winning try in the second half, which was a brilliant individual effort off the back of that kick from Thomas Ramos. And then on the other wing, we've got Villery. I don't think he had a fantastic game against the All Blacks, so let's see how he goes. And then at the back, we've got Barry coming back in for Buros this weekend for France. So that's a only change for France in the back line. Okay, then let's have a look at the forwards in the reserves that the French are going to bring on. And we're going to see in the front row, Marchand, Wardy and Colombe. And we're going to see Roumat, Guillard and Gazzotti. There's a new one for us. Gazzotti's coming in, very French name, that one. And then in the backs, we've got substitutions of Laguerie and Gaëtan. So that's a fantastic bench, I think, for the French to come on in this game. Now let's shoot over and have a look at Los Pumas team that has been announced. And we've got some exciting additions for this weekend's game. So we'll start off in the Argentinian front row. We've got Galio, Montoya and Sclavi, all playing very well at the moment. And then in the locks, we've got Petit and we've got Rubiolo, which two guys played very well, I thought, against the Irish. And then in the back three, we've got Pablo Matero, Juan Martin Gonzalez, and Oviedo, Joachim Oviedo, who's been playing exceptionally well this year. So great front row, I think, for Argentina to start this particular game. Now let's have a look at their back line. And a change at number 9, which a number of us have been yelling out for. We're going to see Garcia start this game, which I think is a great move by Felipe Contoponi. And I'm 100% wanting to see how Garcia goes at number 9, starting, of course, with Thomas Albanos at number 10. I think this combination does really well for Los Pumas. And then moving outside, we're going to see the centre pairing again of Moroni and also Cinti. We're missing Choco Barristal from this Argentinian team, but let's see how Moroni and Cinti go in this game. And then out wide on the wings, we've got Isgro and Delgi starting this game for Argentina. with Juan Cruz Malia at fullback. Now, I haven't been too impressed with Esgro so far in this series, and the good news is on the bench this week we're going to see Mateo Carreras come back on for Argentina, and I think that's a real benefit to this team. So that's the starting 15 for Argentina. Let's have a look at their bench, starting off in the forwards, and we've got Ruiz, Calais, Godella, Molina, and Marcos Crema is back in the team, and they've been missing him for a couple of games. So fantastic to see him back. He's going to have a chance to come off the bench and make a big impact, and I think this is a big selection for Argentina in this particular game. And then looking at the backs off the bench, we're going to see for Argentina, we're going to see Velez, the halfback, we're going to see Santiago Carreras, and we're going to see Mateo Carreras come off the bench as well, which is a big one for Argentina. So they've got really good impact off the bench this week that they didn't have last week. One in the forwards with Marcos Crema and one in the backs with Mateo Carreras. And I think this is going to be a big play for Argentina. So watch out for those two guys having a big impact. So what's likely to happen in this game? Well, I think this is going to be a fascinating game. There's a few things that are going to be at play. First of all, the intensity of the French team. Where is it going to be at? After that triumphant win against the All Blacks, they're either going to be flying really high and come into this game really at the top of their adrenaline levels. The flip side could also happen because many teams, they go out, they play their best game against the All Blacks, and then next week or the week after, they tend to fall off the cliff a little bit. And is that going to happen to this French team? Are we going to see, therefore, Argentina have a really good chance in this game? I think Argentina's got a really good chance anyway. They played fantastic against Ireland, and there were a couple of calls I thought that they were unlucky in not getting, in being able to get over in that particular game to win it. So I think that's going to spur this Argentinian team on. They're going to really come out all guns a-blazing. What's going to be the big important factor for me is France are going to be able to keep on this intensity for as long as they can in the game, because if you give this Argentinian team a chance, they'll run the ball at you, they'll go expansive, and they'll beat you around the outsides. And I think that's what this Argentinian team has a really good chance of doing. It's going to come down to the forward battle, I think, to start off with in this game. And if the likes of Miafu and Flamand can start this game very well, and they've got Rumar coming on as well, these are going to be big guys that need to have really big games. And again, if they didn't peak against the All Blacks and they're able to come out and back it up against Argentina, then I think they've got a really good chance. And of course, with Anton Dupont in the team, he can do anything to change a game. And I love the way that he was playing around his game management last weekend against the All Blacks. He directed that French team around the field. He did exactly what they needed to do at the different points in the game. Thomas Ramos, of course, can kick penalty kicks from anywhere on the field, literally, and he's going to keep the scoreboard ticking over for France. And I think this is going to be their ploy against Argentina. They'll go for possession and then territory. They'll go down into the Argentinian half and they'll try to get points on the scoreboard. If they're able to get it out wide and get Mofana and Feku through gaps to feed the likes of Biel, Biarri and Villery on their flanks, then they will score some good tries in this game. But I think France is going to play smart. They're going to be trying to get as many points as they can against Argentina, particularly in the early stages of this game. So what do Argentina have to do to win this game? Well, I think we need to first of all see great games from Garcia and Albanos. That's going to be really important, because I think the Argentinian forwards are going to really take it to France. It could be a pretty even battle in the forwards, but I'm a little bit dubious about the Argentinian lineout. That's going to be one area that France targets, that's for sure. But what is Albanos going to do at 10? Is he going to do a little bit more kicking in this game and getting France to turn around and chase the ball? Or are we going to see a continued expansive game from Albanos, putting his outside players like Moroni, like Sinti, and trying to get the ball out to their dangerous wingers? Delgui's been playing very, very well. And we've seen a couple of really good tries from Malia in the last games from Argentina. This is a really exciting game for me, and it could end up going any way. It could even be a draw. So don't discount that as a possibility as well. Well, honestly, I'm just hoping that we see another fantastic game of rugby at the Stade de France like we did last weekend. It was absolutely fantastic. I didn't mind the All Blacks getting beaten by 1 point when we saw a great spectacle of rugby. and I hope the same goes again this weekend between these two teams. So all I can really say is may the best team on the day win, and let's hope we don't get too many cards or any cards at all, or any decisions that really stop the team deserving to win this game from winning the actual game. So let me know in the comments what you think is going to happen between France and Argentina at the Stade de France on Friday night. I'm very interested to read how you're going to call this one. So far on the community page on the poll, we're seeing France having a slight advantage in terms of how many of you think France are going to win. But let me know in the comments who you think are going to be the most important players on the field, and which team do you think might have a differential advantage according to some of those players. Really like to know what you're thinking in your rugby minds. Okay, I'll be back again real soon looking with some previews of the other games that are taking place this weekend in the Autumn International Series. Until then, stay well, stay safe everyone, keep enjoying your rugby around the world, and it's time to say adios from beautiful Cancun in Mexico. Bye for now.